Klay Thompson at the microphone. Here's the list of players who have put together back-to-back 40-point games in the finals over the last 30 seasons. LeBron James adding his list to one that includes Shaq and Michael Jordan. Cavaliers win it tonight, 115-101. Let's send you back inside here, Quicken Loans Arena. Kristen Ledlow has more on the Cavs' victory.
Yeah, Matt, I just left the Cavaliers locker room, and I think an excited environment, to say the least. But this team has made, no confusion about the fact that this is not their goal. Their goal was not to win Game 6 at the Q. Their game was to win one more, to force a Game 7 in order to bring a title home. It's funny that you mentioned LeBron James and his incredible performance, because a lot of talk surrounding whether or not it's sustainable. Well, one of the things that Kevin Love was asked about, as of course they walk by me and cheer right now, is he making a statement as to whether or not we crowned the new best player in the world too soon. Kevin said, I think that you know exactly who we think is the best player in the world, and he was asked who. He said 23. JR kind of echoed his sentiment, and he said, if we're playing like this, we're going to win. We are going to win Game 7 at Oracle, and he said, with this kind of confidence, I think we can win the series.
There's certainly a lot of evidence to back up that theory based on the last couple of games. All right, Kristen, the Warriors have presented a united front in terms of the big picture, and they're absolutely right. Every team would love to be in this position with a Game 7 on their home floor. They would love it less if they'd had a 3-1 lead in that series and didn't just endure back-to-back 40-point games from LeBron James. So I'll ask you the same question that Draymond was just asked. Based on the juggernaut we've seen over the last two games, James in particular, what is the adjustment they can make?
Wow. Well, a couple of things. One, they got to get off to a better start. That's twice now where they've come out flat. It happened to be on the road, Game 3, and, of course, here tonight, Game 6. You can't spot a great team like Cleveland, led by two great players, two of the best at their positions in the game, and spot them 20 points and expect to get back into the game. So it's going to be imperative for them to get off to a good start early. I think also what bodes well for them, and I think we saw that in Game 3 as well, is that they didn't quit. They kept fighting. They got some good things going. Obviously, they got to maybe about 7, 8 points, and LeBron James took over. But there's some momentum that they will try to take from that experience and carry over. But they just got to play. They got to come out and play hard. Look, when you get to a Game 7 in a hard-fought series, regardless of the prior games, it's one game, as everyone said, and you gotta. Sometimes it's not about X's and O's. It's about, it's about lacing them up and going out and competing and playing hard and leaving it all out there on the basketball court. And so both teams will come with that mindset, and I expect it's going to be a great game.
The LeBron James issue is a significant one for the Warriors. You got an all-time great who is rolling right now. How do you disrupt him?
Matt, you said it best. It is an issue. You talking about it right now, LeBron James. I know it's a Game 7 in Oakland, but when you have a guy catch that, what we call that rhythm, that DJ he likes, and you talking about LeBron James right now, because what I love about it, he's not playing fast. When you see guys pressing, they're playing fast. He's actually playing slow. When you see a guy keep saying with the basketball, they calling out plays, and he's saying, I'm breaking the play, and I feel a rhythm. He has that going right now, and he's not hesitating shooting that jump shot. For him he said, Ty Lue, I'm not coming out. He's saying it's on me. I'm going to take over this basketball game. You love it if you're the Warriors. You want a Game 7, but you got to say Cleveland has the momentum right now.
An exhaustive media session there with LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Tristan Thompson, after the win, they head to Oakland now. Let's pivot to Golden State, though, Zeke. Andre Iguodala clearly hampered by a back injury. We don't know the extent of it at this point. It seems to be a muscular sort of thing, but 2 days rest, how much concern do you have for his ability to perform on Sunday?
Well, you have a lot of concern, when you're dealing with the back and what he means to this team defensively and also their versatility. And if I'm Golden State, you're looking at this team and you're starting to see just some chinks in the armor. Draymond is suspended for Game 5. And then in the Game 6, you see Curry out of character, lose his cool. And then the coach, Steve Kerr, comes to the press conference, and it's bound to be a fine for, criticizing the officials. You're going home to a Game 7, and you're playing a team that you've lost 3 out of the last 4 to, by an average of close to 18 points. So, when you're looking at, who has kind of the control right now, you're saying Cleveland does. Now you give Golden State the advantage because they're at home and they've been the best team. But you are looking at a team now that we haven't seen in terms of just being out of character right now.
Another concern for Golden State, Harrison Barnes, who is 2 of 22 over the last 2 games.
You know, Harrison Barnes has struggled and played very well up until that. I thought he had some good games in the first 2 games. Game 4, where Golden State was able to come into this building and get the win. Harrison Barnes played well and really struggled, I thought, Zeke, in the second half of Game 5, and that carried over to tonight. He has some good looks he's hit, he's comfortable. His corner 3 shots from the wing, and just didn't make it. And it looked like he started getting indecisive, unsure of himself, had opportunities to attack. This is not the time where you want to lose confidence right here, a wide open 3. Harrison Barnes has to step up, has to play better. But I like what Steve Kerr said. You know, look, we're not going to run from him. He's going to play confident. We're going to stick with him. You know, I do think it's an interesting time. I mean, I think if you're Golden State overall, you have to look at what you've done even in the last series. Look, they had won 3 out of 4, Oklahoma City. It looked like they were in control, and you fought, and you showed some toughness, you showed some grit. You have to remind yourself collectively that you've done that, and you've gone through some adversity, and just the toughness it takes to win 73 games in a regular season. So, you know, you have to sort of clear your thoughts. You have to flush sort of what's happened in the last couple of days, learn from it, but get yourself mentally and physically ready for, you know, a tough, hard-fought game.
Smitty, home teams have overwhelmingly won Game 7s in NBA playoff history. They're 15-3 in finals history as well. And yet, the Cavaliers have all the momentum right now. They've got this steamroller of an all-time great player coming in. How do you read this?
Well, I read this as momentum. Isaiah talked about it. Home court, you give them advantage because they're the Warriors. But anything can happen. Records are meant to be broken. You got to come out there and just play basketball. You got to lean on your superstars. And then to go back to Harrison Barnes, I think for Harrison Barnes or any player, yes, we look at points, but body language means a lot too. Make your impact even if you're not making buckets. You got to come out there and just leave it out there. I didn't think Harrison left it out there. I think he was a little bit hesitant. You got to go out there and just play and take those shots. And if not, I'm not shooting 5 threes. Pump fake, get you one dribble, and get into some rhythm.
By the way, way before Game 1, we suggested that some Finals threes records may be broken, and they have. Steph has a new record as an individual. He's knocked down 28 of them. The Warriors have hit 79 now as a team. That's a Finals record, and the 2 teams have hit 129.
Game 7, we took all these stats and say,
hey. Vince Cellini, Dennis Scott, Brent Berry have been standing by patiently, and they'll take over after the break.